Hello and welcome back to Blaze Adams 24/7, baby.
Hey everyone.
Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I'm new here and I plan to stay. Like this video, share this video, and drop me a comment too while you're here. Now let's get into the topic at hand. Yeah, let's talk about the Chrisleys.
I'm kind of excited, kind of not.
There's so much to unpack here. Where do I even begin,
It was
child?
really bad, really bad.
Last few months have been difficult.
Let's start with the heads, Todd and Julie, the popular TV parents and grandparents. Todd, 53, and Julie, 49. These two have been playing in the faces of the TV watching masses for over 10 years now.
Couple Todd and Julie Chrisley facing 30 years in prison.
You don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal.
There have been reports of you having said, just fix these documents.
That's not true.
The Chrisley Knows Best stars denied any wrongdoing in our exclusive last August, but yesterday a federal jury found them guilty on all charges in their fraud case. Prosecutors say Todd and Julie took out $30 million in fraudulent bank loans to fund their lavish lifestyle.
In a year, we probably spend $300,000, sometimes more, just on clothing.
Here are individuals that have lived this lavish lifestyle in the public eye and are still lying and stealing to get it.
Had us thinking they were this normal but well-off American couple who just, like to flaunt their glamour and opulence a little bit. Yeah, we thought they were just regular old law-abiding citizens. We had no idea they were scammers. Yeah, they were indicted August 12th, 2019 with conspiracy to commit bank fraud, 5 counts of bank fraud, wire fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy to commit tax evasion. But they were convicted on June 7, 2022, and they were said to be living above their means on $30 million in loans, child.
That's not true.
Now, Todd blamed their former employee, Mark Braddock, by saying he committed the alleged crimes behind their backs. The Christie's lawyer calls him a fraudster when explaining their side of things. They said hiding the money was his plan all along. Now, and then while Todd is denouncing this guy's claims and all that, Mark came out to say that he and Todd have been having an affair all this time.
That's not true.
Now, while Todd is going back and forth about how this guy is lying and just a scorned employee, Mark Braddock shattered his reputation as a devoted and religious family man when he claimed to have had a gay love affair with the 53-year-old father of 5 in shocking testimony during court. And he also admitted that he'd been the one to turn the reality star into the FBI. And while on the stand, Mark Braddock, 56, told the court that he and Chrisley engaged in a romance in the early 2000s before breaking it off. Initially, the pair remained close, forming what Braddock described as a brotherhood before the relationship turned sour in 2012 when Chrisley threatened to call the police on him.
Todd's ex-business partner also gave bombshell testimony, alleging he and Todd had a year-long affair. Todd denies that.
The sordid claims made by Braddock served as the final blow that obliterated the Chrisley family's once wholesome TV image. And this image was cultivated during years of reality TV fame. The show first premiered in 2014 and it had gone on for 9 seasons, and the 10th season is still due to air this year. You listen, Todd was on the uphill climb. He was about to have a dating show, a spin-off series. These people were on the up until they weren't. Because when this indictment happened, the show had finally been canceled. He has always come across as a guy who wasn't necessarily straight, in my opinion. He just always did seem like he was keeping a little down low secret.
That's not true.
Mark Braddock coming out and saying they had a love affair wasn't actually surprising to me whatsoever. But at the end of the day, we were convicted and sentenced to 12 and 7 years respectively.
A federal judge in Atlanta, that's why we're showing you the skyline there, sentenced reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley
to a combined 19 years in prison yesterday after they were found guilty of bank fraud.
Morning, Gail. Chrisley's behind bars is the new reality for these lifestyle stars. Prosecutors say they're career swindlers who built an empire jumping from one fraud scheme to another.
Now, Todd and Julie are currently in federal lockup for the long haul. And here's what it's looking like for them, child.
Serving their combined 19-year sentence for bank fraud and tax evasion. Todd seen arriving Tuesday at federal prison camp Pensacola in Florida. Julie at the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky. The Chrisleys often flaunted their wealth in their series, showing off their luxury cars, large homes, and flashy clothes. But now Todd and Julie facing a stark new reality. For Todd, wake up is at 4:45 a.m., breakfast at 5, then work until dinner is served between 4:30 and 5:30, with lights out at 10:30. He'll be required to be neatly groomed at all times, with his shirt tucked in, and have his bed made military style by no later than 6:30 in the morning. Julie has a 6 a.m. wake-up call and goes right to her meals and work. She'll be provided with sufficient clothing to allow at least 3 changes of clothes weekly. Both prisons offer recreational activities like sports and movies and wellness programs. Just days before they began their sentences, Todd and Julie sharing their feelings on their podcast, Chrisley Confessions.
We're going through a lot of heartache right now, a lot of hurt. But the valley that we're in, we won't stay in forever. And what I do know is that I'm going to keep standing. You're going to keep standing, Julie. Our family's going to keep standing. And by the grace of God, we will walk through this storm.
All right, well, there you have it. Todd and Julie Chrisley are in federal prison, respectively, and they have 19 years as a whole to serve. Now, their appeal has been denied, and they were really banking on that so they can at least have hope that they could go home early, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen for them. Now, in the meantime, what is going on with the kids? What is going on with Chloe? Let's get into it. Now, their estranged daughter, Lindsay, or formerly estranged, it sounds like they're talking again. She has a successful podcast and seems to be doing well in life. But she separated herself from these people. She said that her father, Todd, had tried to extort her with a sex tape, along with the brother, Kyle. And we'll talk about him in a minute. But yeah, she accused Todd and her brother Kyle of threatening her to keep quiet about a certain thing or else they would release the sex tape. And it comes to find out the certain thing was the fact that they were being investigated and, Chrisley's financial troubles. Now, Todd denied the accusation. Then he accused Lindsay of having an extramarital affair with Robbie the Bachelor, who was supposedly the other party on the sex tape. So Lindsay's married, child. Her father was going to just put her out on Front Street. This is too much.
It's real hard.
Lindsay's lawyer says the accusations are untrue. Lindsay has been estranged from her parents since 2017.
Okay, so I am nervous because this is the first time that anyone has heard from all of us together since 2017 and me leaving Chrisley Knows Best. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's been a long time coming.
Yep.
Yes.
Now, their son Kyle, who's 30, was arrested for suspicion of aggravated assault in Tennessee. Let me see what the blast has to say about it. Another Chrisley family member gets arrested, they said. Todd Christie's oldest son, Kyle Christie, was arrested in Tennessee for felony aggravated assault on Tuesday, March 14th. According to reports, he was booked Rutherford County Jail and released on $3,000 bond the same day. He was arrested by Smyrna Police Department, and his mugshot tells the tale of a very pissed off man. Kyle has a troubled past. He suffers from drug addiction and attempted to unalive himself in 2019. Following his unalive attempt, Todd shared a photo of the family gathered around Kyle in the hospital. And this is from his Instagram account. Well, he looks very happy, surrounded by all of his family.
You get up, brush yourself off, and keep going.
Now, this arrest took place just 2 months after his dad and stepmom began serving their sentences. He has been a mess for a long time, and we saw that play out on their reality show. He wasn't on often, but his daughter Chloe was a permanent fixture after Todd and Julie were awarded custody. Her mom says she didn't want the Chrisleys to have custody, but it took years for her to come forward and say something, which is suspect, and she also has a sketchy past herself. Now, their youngest daughter, Savannah, 25, has custody along with her younger brother, Grayson, who's 16 years old. That's a lot for Savannah to be responsible for, who at the, like I said, at the age of 25 is used to having her freedom. Thanks to her parents' scheming, she's grown up with a silver spoon in her mouth, and she's used to be catered to. But today it seems she's paying for all of those years of her parents living well above their means.
Obviously, the past few months have been difficult.
And she really has her hands full taking care of Grayson and Chloe. And Grayson is 16. He'll be, 18 before you know it. But he's been going through it. He had a car accident. I mean, thankfully he's fine, but it's a lot.
Also, too, I do want to touch on, everyone saw that you got into a car accident because somebody sold photos to a tabloid.
Yeah.
And welcome to our life.
Even though it's that dude's fault.
Grayson, a photo was sold to a tabloid of your truck, obviously completely totaled, but you're okay.
I'm fine.
You're fine. You got a little banged up.
The truck's not fine.
No.
But I'm fine.
The truck's not fine, but you're fine. Thank goodness. Because like we said, it's a truck. Doesn't matter.
I don't know if I'd call it a truck anymore.
No.
That's just nothing.
She said Grayson had a breakdown after their parents went to prison.
I'm like, bro, all I want to do is go work out. That's it. That's all I want to do. Well, I'll only do 3 things. That's baseball, gym, school.
Okay, and that's good. I wish I was as disciplined.
And she herself admitted to a breakdown in February. Outside of this breakdown, Savannah seems to be otherwise adapting. She has a podcast and mentioned that they are discussing doing another reality show. Listen, Chloe's going to need a lot of supervision, and thankfully, Nanny Faye is there too.
I'm going to casino.
Chloe's already telling us how sneaky she is. Okay, listen to this.
Oh, you kind of want to be like the next it thing, don't you? You kind of like the attention.
Of course I do.
Of course I do. That's amazing. So what do you see yourself doing?
Out of school.
Out of school? Well, check, that ain't happening.
I cancel school.
No, you're
like
not.
I told you, I can fake sick.
No.
And I can cough over the phone.
No.
And then I'll actually be sick.
No, that's not what we're doing. You have to be in school.
Child, just keep Chloe in your prayers and the whole family because they need it. Y'all know I believe in the power of prayer. What did the Chrisleys do to deserve all of this hardship? Oh, yeah. They scammed and frauded their way through life while flaunting it on TV.
Prosecutors say they're career swindlers who built an empire jumping from one fraud scheme to another.
Now let's get into Chase Chrisley. We haven't mentioned him yet. He appeared on the show while his parents were adjusting to incarceration. His younger siblings were having mutual breakdowns. Chase was jetting off to Miami for a getaway with his fiancée, Emma. Funny, when he proposed to Emma in October of 2022, this 26-year-old young man whose parents were about to be sentenced in their $36 million federal fraud case, he rented out a 12,000-seat baseball stadium along with 175,000 rose petals shaped like a heart placed on the field. I mean, how did he pay for this? That's what I want to know. The rabbit hole goes real deep on this. I mean, this is honestly exhausting. And I'm just talking about it. I can't even imagine living this mess.
It was really bad.
You know what? The world don't always give you a good deck of cards to play with, so you play with them the best you can.
But we're getting there.
I'm hoping Chase is spending his reality TV money, okay? I don't see any other evidence that he has been working long enough to afford this type of extravagance. I know he and Savannah started a realty company recently, which is actually really smart. You know, these kids, they seem like they're hardworking people despite coming from these morally bankrupt parents. Todd and Julie were scammers, but still hardworking, obviously. The way they flaunted their wealth tells you that they had to stay on their toes in order to keep that lifestyle up for all those years. And the TV show probably helped them get away with it. Being TV famous gives people the impression that you're wealthy just on that alone. But I'm rooting for all of them. But again, it is exhausting.
But you know what? Just have faith and believe and know that tomorrow is a new day. We don't know what's going to happen. Just put your faith in it.
But yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment your thoughts, because I'm out. Bye.